If you want to achieve at the absolute highest level, there's one thing you have to get really good at, really comfortable with. Actually, there's a whole bunch of things, but this is one thing that's absolutely critical. You have to get really comfortable with being really bad at things. This is the deal. If you want to succeed, you have to learn. There is so much learning to be done. That's the price of admission. If you look at this business that I'm in, the idea that I'm shooting a video for you, that I am on video, that I'm on camera. When I started out in this business, that was like the furthest thing from my mind. In fact, I was in this business for more than a decade before I was on camera, probably 15 years before I was on camera. It's been one thing after another, and that's the way the world is. If you want to succeed, you need to continually get better. You need to continually learn. You need to continually master new skills. And the reality is that with any new skill, you are going to completely suck for a good long time. You are not going to be good when you first do something, when you first make an offer, when you first do a launch, when you first put up a video. You're not going to be good. I was reminded this past weekend, I went and did some racing. I raced cars. Actually, I more practiced racing cars. And it was all very, very safe. It was what they call an autocross track. And there was just a bunch of rubber cones to be hit. There was nothing, there essentially no danger. And I was in a pretty low powered car, but it felt really, really fast. And part of this process was you're dodging all these cones in a very intricate course. And the idea is if you didn't hit the cones, if you didn't go off the track, then you weren't pushing hard enough. How did the saying go? It was like, how do you know what the limit is unless you exceed the limit at times? And so for me, I didn't hit too many cones, but I did slide completely off the track once and did a full 180 going to the finish line another time. And I got better and better and better. I'm not saying I was good, but the first time through the track compared to like the 12th time through the track, night and day difference. But I truly sucked at the beginning. You have to get comfortable with not being great. Just yesterday, I had a bit of a tennis lesson. I've been playing tennis pretty seriously since high school. I played competitively through high school. I'm nearly a lifelong tennis player. I'm pretty good. At least if you were not a tennis player, you would look at me and you'd say, wow, he's pretty good. If you're a super competitive player, you'd be like, he's whatever. Just yesterday, after all these years, I was learning a new stroke that I've never hit. And I absolutely sucked at it. But I knew in my mind that I was supposed to suck. And initially, as I was trying to hit that ball, it wasn't about how I hit the ball. It wasn't whether the ball went in. It wasn't even whether I hit the ball or not. It was my footwork. It was my setup for the stroke. It was where I began the stroke, where I ended the stroke. And I knew it would take literally thousands of balls, thousands of hits before I started to achieve any degree of skill or competence, much less mastery. So this is the deal, when you learn something, the first 10, 20 hours of it, you're not going to be good. It's about learning the process. It's about learning how to execute. It's not about the end result at the beginning. So if you want to succeed, you got to get good at learning. And to be good at learning, you have to embrace being a beginner, and you have to embrace that you're not going to be perfect or even very good for a good long time. But if you consistently work at it, no matter what the skill is, you will get better, and you'll get better quickly. That all the gains come in those first 10, 20, 30 hours. Not all of the gains, but the majority of the gains in nearly every endeavor. So get comfortable with not being good. Get comfortable with learning. I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching this, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get him this week.